lucky enough to have Heloiza Correa, who is a candidate for Miami-Dade Circuit Judge. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Marcia.
I wanted to let the viewers know a little bit more about what a circuit court judge does, because unfortunately here in Miami-Dade and probably elsewhere, since it is not a partisan race, most people either don't vote or don't know how to vote. So if you could just tell everybody, what does a circuit court judge do, and why is it so important to vote for circuit court judges?
Absolutely. So your circuit court judges, it depends on what division they're going to be placed in. So in circuit, your circuit court judges will deal with your felony cases, anything that's punishable by more than 365 days, which will be prison time. Then you also have any disputes over $50,000 in the civil arena. Your circuit court judge will also be doing your family court cases, dependency, and juvenile. So circuit court, unlike county court, has a wider range of the different divisions that it can serve. Oh, and probate as well. Different divisions that it can serve, whereas county court has your civil and your criminal divisions only.
And how many circuit court judges are there in this county?
I believe a little over 25, I want to say, maybe like 26. I haven't checked recently, but it's a good amount of number.
Okay, so listen, there's so many attorneys in this county, and there's about 25, 26 judges. So it's very important on who you elect, because it impacts pretty much everybody's life who comes into contact in the court system. So in order to become judge, you have to have at least 5 years of legal experience. So could you tell us what is your legal experience that makes you qualified to become a judge?
Well, I've been an attorney for 14 years, so I'm well over the 5-year range. But I started my career as a prosecutor, so I was an assistant state attorney here in Miami Dade County for 3.5 years. I tried every sort of case you can imagine, from misdemeanors to serious felonies, including murder cases, first-degree murder cases, armed robberies, armed burglaries, child abuse, elder abuse, rape, drug trafficking, and then I transitioned over into civil litigation, which is where I've been focusing my practice in commercial litigation, which is your contract disputes between people as well as businesses, as well as construction litigation. So I represent homeowners and general contractors and subcontractors. I have also done probate litigation, which is your disputes when your loved ones pass away and there's a dispute as to the will or how the assets will be divided, and guardianship litigations, where I've represented children in having their settlements approved, or guardianship in the older arena where somebody unfortunately becomes incompetent, can't do the things for themselves, like make financial decisions, and a ward gets appointed and the family has a dispute about that aspect of the loved one's life.
So that's really important, because I see judges sometimes who have no experience in litigation, for instance, and have only done transactional work, which means like contract drafting or immigration, and then they become a judge. And I think what's great about your experience is that you do have all that litigation, both in criminal and civil. So wherever you get placed, you already have been a lawyer in that courtroom, so I think that's great.
And I also have significant jury trial experience, which, as you know, for circuit court cases is a big deal. I've done 33 jury trials and over 60 bench trials. So wherever it is that I'm placed, and doesn't matter the type of case that's in front of me, I know that the litigants will be getting a fair shot and will know that their judge is going to make the right calls because of the experience that I do have.
Exactly. A judge always has to rule on evidence.
Absolutely.
And know what's going on, and definitely a person who has all that trial experience is the one who should be sitting up there. So a lot of people always want to know, why is it that you want to become a judge?
I think that my passion for becoming a judge really began when I was a prosecutor. So when I was an assistant state attorney, I saw how great it was to have a good judge on the bench. Not only for efficiency reasons, but also for the way that they treated the public. And what people don't understand is that a judge is in fact a public servant. You are there to serve the public, help them fix the problems that they are in, whether they're criminal, civil, family, it doesn't matter what it is. And when you have a good judge on the bench that listens, but at the same time knows the law, follows the law, and will effectively rule accordingly and timely, that just benefits the entire community. So that's really where my passion began, and the reason why I do want to become a judge.
Those who don't know about the political process, there are groups that endorse candidates, and it's very important to know who these groups endorse. And Ms. Correa has received the majority of the endorsements. So I'd love you to summarize a bit. Who are the groups that endorsed you?
Absolutely. And again, thank you to all of the different organizations who have in fact endorsed me, because in the end of the day, the people from the community really depend on these endorsements to give them a guide as to who would be the better candidate. So I've received the South Florida PBA endorsement, which is a Police Benevolent Association. I have received the Hispanic Police Officers Organization Association endorsement as well. The firefighters, the South Florida Council Firefighters endorsement. I have received the League of Prosecutors endorsement. I have received the AFL-CIO, which is a union endorsement. And just this morning, I received the Miami Herald endorsement as well.
That's amazing. That's most of all of them.
Thank
so
you.
That definitely says a lot. So Heloiza, for people who want to know a little bit more about you that maybe they can't find online, can you tell them a little bit personally about yourself? And then also we like to know a little interesting tidbit about you, like maybe a skill or a hobby or an achievement that you have.
Absolutely. So I have been married to my husband for 10 years. This year will be 10 years, but I met him when we were 12 years old at Mass Academy at a Mariners biology summer camp, going to 7th grade. So we've known each other for quite some time. It took him a while to land me, not because of anything, but we had, we lived in different neighborhoods and we kept just randomly running into each other. So eventually we did get married, and now we have 2 beautiful kids, Lucas and Audrey. Lucas is 8 years old, turning 9, and he's a little baseball player. And Audrey is my dancer / soccer star, and she's turning 7 in September. And that goes into my skill and tidbit, is that my kids love for me to draw, like freehand draw whatever it is that they want to color. So instead of me just printing out a coloring sheet for them, my son will be like, "Mom, can you draw me a Godzilla?" So we'll choose something on the internet together, and then I'll sit there with the pen and pencil and paper, and then just freehand draw whatever it is that they want for me to draw for them, and then they color it, and I look at my hard work just going to waste with the coloring. But it's fun, and it gives us something special to do together. And I'm a bit of a builder. I like to get my hands dirty. I like to do yard work. I like to build different, things around the house or in the backyard. So if anybody ever needs a good builder, let me know. That could be my side job.
Awesome. So needless to say, you are a very busy woman and very accomplished. So
Thank you.
Is there a website that people can go to find more about you and also donate to your campaign?
Absolutely. So the website is a bit long. It's Heloiza Correa for judge.com. So we'll put the little link there for you guys. And my Instagram is Heloiza Correa, the number 4 judge. And you can find more information there as well.
Great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.